All right. Hey, friends out there. I'm trying to decide what channel this particular broadcast is going to go on. Um, I'm listening to this guy on YouTube who I got to know. Like, I don't know, he doesn't know me personally, but his name is Tanet, and he provides live sound baths almost every night. And I do, enjoy this interaction with him. This is not him live right now, but I will link his channel on this video because he is such a pure soul to me that if anybody's looking for, I guess, anybody who's authentic on YouTube, then I think we need to start like finding each other instead of finding followers. We need to find each other. So Tanet lives in Houston. His channel's name is Healing Sounds of Mystic Village, and I strongly suggest that you subscribe and be a member. Okay, it's like he doesn't even know me, and I'm doing that. Okay, so he's talking about the recording he did last night, which I was listening to anyway. But um, yeah, he doesn't even know me, and when I'm working as Nerd Queen, I we a there is a brotherhood or sisterhood amongst musicians. I'll just say that if you like somebody, like there's no shame to encourage their work, right? If you like what they do. And I was recently at my friend's birthday party a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking to a group of friends at a table, sharing, some G&T time. And she mentioned, one of the friends, she mentioned that it's a nice little community that we all support each other at the same time. And that's kind of what I'm looking for, even online. And let me just say this again. So, anybody's out there listening, watching me right now, I am, I guess, a rebroadcast of uh, Tanet. He lives in Houston. He is a musician. He is, I don't even know if has a label. I don't know if he wants a label. Just getting to know him, where he's just a very pure soul, pure light, right? So Mystic Village, or I'm sorry, his channel's name is going to be Healing Sounds of Mystic Village. I'm gonna keep saying that. But I've popped in on a couple of his lives or a lot of his lives, and he's so genuine. Okay, he really is. He's a genuine person. So as now he seems like he's settling in a little bit here. Um, I guess it's time for me to tell you where I've been or what I've been doing, and maybe how this channel is going to moving forward. So I have this is a spiritual channel that I have, the Body Electric Supplement. It's always been about making sure people live their best life, right? And that's what I'm really about. Like, I want everybody to win, and we have space enough for for that to happen. So with that being said, I think everybody knows somebody that is dealing with mental illness. Okay. So I think we all know somebody, or you are the person who has, some kind of effect, some kind of, um, I don't want to even say struggle, but some kind of aspect of your life that you're dealing with some mental illness, right? And I I never talked about my family as in who's the one. And it's my brother. So we I don't even know how to begin this particular story about him, but where I've been for the past couple of months has been caring for him because he ended up in a medical crisis, uh, a mental and physical crisis. And I will say that he is in a stable place right now. And I'm hoping that with the things I've learned for my own wellness will help him as well. It is my hope for that. So I believe mental wellness is everyone's right. Every living being's right to be well, to feel well, to think well, rather than to have conflict or struggle or strife. Like I don't think that's fair. So my brother, he's dealt with mental illness for like 20 years, I would like to think, like 20 plus years now. And the thing is, he was managing it pretty well, even before people are more accepting of it now. Back in the 90s, he was dealing with it and he was managing. Okay, so he was working, taking his medications, all the things. He was doing it, right? And he ran into a situation 2020, right? We all ended up in a really bad way for at least 2 or 3 years, right? So imagine what may have happened to all the people who are already mentally ill or already in a fragile state. What happened to them? I can tell you at least what happened to my brother. So he ended up um, losing his job because everybody went home, because everybody had to go home. He didn't know anything about why everybody was sent home. He did not know anything about the disease or anything like that. So I'm still being mindful about how I use words. He didn't know at all. He had no idea. So he lost his job and other things started happening where he was with uh, these people who were helping him be independent. And it comes to find out, some of them, as we all know, we want to hope that everybody that works to help people who are disabled or differently abled are altruistic and kind and loving, but not all of them are. And that's kind of what happened with my brother, where he lost his job. He had savings. Um, oh, oh, yes. So, advice. He is my heart. He is my twin. I'll say that. He is my heart. He is my twin. There was no question on if I was going to help him or not. There was no question. But there was also, I don't know, some other things going on inside me that I'm still working on. Again, that's why we're here, to all work on something. And so let me get back to what I was saying about 2020. So he lost his job. He ended up, losing his apartment. And something also happened, and I don't know if we'll ever know, with his caseworker, his social worker, and he disappeared. By the end of 2020, we didn't know where he was. They finally got around to start calling my parents about him being missing. And from there, I don't know, we've been looking for him, or at least me, looking for him, and I'm not saying that as in a bad way. This is where it gets weird. So, my brother never he likes to be by himself. He's very reclusive as I myself. I am reclusive right now. But he, as a I guess as a guy, he didn't want to talk about what was going on with him. He didn't, and put also into the mix being people of color in the United States, where people already think of you as lower class citizens, lower caste, whatever would have you, when really we were stolen because we were valuable from our homelands. Okay, let's just put it out there. We were valuable because we were stolen from our homelands to come here. Okay, but a lot of damage, I believe, has occurred over the many, many, many centuries that we have been here on this side of the globe. um, I mean, I can go into endless stories on that, but for my brother, though, he started to not believe in himself. He started to think that as a man of color, he had to assimilate and be more white. And oh, thank you so much, Mimi. Thank you. Thank you. I will look at that channel. Yes. Thank you. I appreciate that. And yes, that's again another reason why I'm here. It's not me trying to sell anybody anything, not me trying to be like have this persona. I'm actually this is how I'm saving my own like sanity right now. Like talking about this, about what happened to my brother, about why it may have all happened. I have I am probably the only person on this planet that is the closest to him, that knows his full lifespan of story. And even I am missing out some years. Okay. So I have to be the one that tells the story as much as possible, because ironically, he doesn't believe in himself as a black man, as who he is. He got into like, and a lot of people will, I don't know, I'm not going to be PC about this. So he got into the church, Christianity, and not just Christianity, white evangelical Christianity. Yeah. And it happened from college. And I know this again sounds like what? It's like, yeah, some Christians are just basically gang members. I'm just gonna cult members, gang members, whatever you want to call it. And they recruited my brother. And he ended up leaving the college that we were both attending to go with them. Yeah, I'm telling you, like, you can't make this stuff up. Like, some people can, but I'm not. Okay. And he disappeared for a little bit, and then he reappeared being in college in this other town, in this Bible college. And so that was, back again in the 90s. And so I don't know. I was dealing with my own thing. I was in college too. So I was dealing with my own stuff. And I think we kind of fell apart, me and him, that is. I think we're so close in age that I know he felt the pressure of like living under a shadow of a sibling. There's that, even though I don't think I ever would have said anything to him to that, kind of thing. I don't know. So, yeah, we parted ways college wise. And I think I did not quite finish college yet when we found out that he was diagnosed as bipolar. And again, this is still in the 90s. And he ended up, and getting help, medical help, and mental help also back then. And that's where again things were going pretty good. It's like, oh, he's taking his medicine, he got a job, He's working with these people. He's got caseworker. He gets to see, every once in a while they check in, that kind of thing. He was doing it. He was doing it. Okay. And like I said, up from 1997 up until 2020, he was a-okay. To an extent. Okay. And that's kind of where I am now, where I get a close up personal look at him and where how he is and what he's doing right now, because I'm working with him. But he's he had an episode, I believe, in September. He was in a boarding home, um, and people were working with him to, they said, to get him a new apartment like he had before. But I don't know. I'm starting to think like things changed a lot since 2020 up until 2023 and 2024. A lot of things have changed, right? So a lot of resources are strained now. A lot more people are dealing with wellness and mental illness. More people are dealing with those things. So the resources are starting to be hard to come by unless you really know what you're doing, you know? So he was okay. Like I said, he disappeared, and I don't want to go too into that, but he was okay in 2023. He was in a boarding home up until this September 2024 when he disappeared. And again, the director of this boarding home didn't even call me. Like, I was in regular email communication with this man since my brother got there. Okay. But the day he went missing, they didn't even bother calling my parents, emailing me, or calling me until the next day that I emailed them. I emailed them just checking up on my brother, and the director, his response in email was, "Call me." I knew something was up then when that happened. Thank you so much, Mimi. That means so much to me. Thank you. Family is so important. Thank you so much. And I wish you sweet dreams tonight. And happy new moon. Sweet dreams tonight. Be well, okay? Be well. Thank you. Oh, yeah. So my brother, yeah, he went missing in September. And through all the other times that this kind of happened, I started to get, I don't know, a little more savvy on how to try to find him and track him. Because in the end, friends, he has short term memory, right? And that's something that you would have thought. Sorry, let me pause this now. The net is now talking. So, um, my brother has a short term memory problem. And the people who were caring for him, you would have thought that would have like really made them more like cautious about his care and things like that. Mm. But yeah, so he went missing and he was found, and then he was lost again for weeks. I was tracking him. I was trying to as best I could. Meanwhile, the caregivers, they didn't bother. By the time my brother could remember to try to call me again, because he still had his cell phone, and I, figured out a plan on how to get him back to where he was living. They had already decided, um, they had already decided that they didn't want him back per their policies or whatever. And I'm just like, but they, again, still hadn't said anything to me or my parents, by the way. Nothing. Nothing. Okay. So the United States, sometimes they have yeah, big gaps in what they call mental health, behavioral health. But yeah, I don't want to get too involved in this particular story, but I do want to be completely thankful to all the people who did donate to my brother's GoFundMe. Because yeah, not only you would think it would be easy to reinstate the benefits he already has, but it's not because it's the United States and it's the United States healthcare system and all this other stuff. So yeah, we're in a in between time right now, and a lot of his medicine costs like hundreds of dollars. Okay, and he needs it. He really needs it. And I'm also on here just to be thankful because yesterday and today I've actually seen him now, like really him, and not the disease and not what's happening to him. His He is calm enough now to show who he is. And I was actually really proud, okay, because I thought he was going to be fading away, quite honestly, or I hadn't even thought about that. I think maybe that's what's really been helpful, not thinking about any of that, but then realizing that this is what I'll do. This is what I do. I'm not going to do this unless, I'm not going to do this until. It's like, no, this is what I do. And because everybody deserves that right of wellness, of happiness. And I'm pulling together some things that I've learned for myself and I'm applying them to my brother. And I'm kind of documenting some of it and along with the things that were actually happening. And so when it comes to this channel, which is, like I said, it's a spiritual channel, personal development channel, but I also want to just go ahead and put it out there that I'm not just somebody who like found like ChatGPT and asked them for all the answers and I'm just reading a script. I'm actually living this life. Like we might all have to learn how to take care of mentally ill people. Like seriously, I'm not even trying to be funny. And there's various types of mental illness. There's various degrees of mental illness or what people are calling mental illness. We all need to get trained in this. Just no different than CPR and first aid. We've got to get some kind of groundwork. We've got to start investing in our wellness. And I'm like I said, I really do mean this in a way that this channel was not just for, you know, hee hee ha ha kind of stuff. I really do live this. Okay? My brother's going to come back. I saw signs of life today. I tried to pull a live in the store, but I couldn't hit the buttons fast enough cuz like it was not even a week ago that we were in probably a similar store and he was not the same person that he was this morning. And I was like, he's waking up. He's coming back. He's coming back. And yeah, it's exciting. But yeah, so I don't know. I guess I'll put it on a playlist. I don't know if you're interested in watching, me um, talk about what I'm doing, what I'm going through, um, sharing the nuances of wellness, mental illness, mental health. There's so much that, I just can't sit around and not share all the stuff I studied for the past 10 years on my own for myself. Now I'm actually going to put it out there. I mean, isn't it what we call the body, um, the body electric supplement? Do I do body work? Do I do spiritual work on the electric body? Yeah. And with it now, I'm going to be using it with my brother. I'm already started. So, like with nutrition, right? So, yeah, he has all these pills that he's got to take, but there's also the nutrition. And then the one thing that really burns my buns is he he's a smart person. Okay, and that's one thing it really bugs me about people in mental illness and whatnot. A lot of people really think that somebody who's mentally ill is not smart, and that's quite no. um he is quite smart, and I feel like if somebody had started teaching him about his condition, he would have been able to manage it. I promise you, even through 2020, I think he would have been able to. And so education is important. Okay, know what your body does, like basic stuff. But it's like, okay, before I get on too much of a tangent here, I want it to be a pursuit that everyone cares for all of their bodies, not just the physical, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, the electric, the all the woo woos, all of them. We need to start taking care of all of who we are. Okay. I dabble in the alchemy, as you can see, looking at my talons through the camera here, because why not? In my hooded blanket, so ominous, in my yellow frames. I mean, come on. I mean, who do you think I am? So I'm sitting here literally about to show y'all what this can look like in real life, in real time, with the caring of my brother. Okay. I think, like I said, I saw signs of life today that I hadn't seen since September. Like, not even, actually, even a year, because I even remarked on it as we were leaving the store and we were in the vehicle and driving off. And I was like, so did you ever feel like this at Vera House? And he's like, no. And I was like, that was the key. He needed the social, emotional information because I gave some of it to him last night, and the opportunity to use it in safe environments, you know? I like this format. Well, I like this blanket, by the way. It's amazing. I got it for my birthday. Oh, my coworker, I have no idea where she got it from, but it's wonderfully comfortable. Wonderfully comfortable. And then I've got my yellows on because I need them. And I've oiled myself for the evening. And I will say this. I do want to come back on this channel more, but it will look probably a little different. I'm going to be trying to organize a lot of the things so that it does focus in on what I'm doing right now with, I guess, one of my most important clients, right? And I'm not just sitting here reading off of, whatever, course or whatever, so I'm actually doing this. Like, I've been doing this for 10 years for myself. Okay? I know this stuff. And if I don't know this stuff, I know how to get this stuff. That's what I told my brother. So yeah, so hopefully you'll see more of me. um I'm trying to put together like vlogs and lives like this. We'll see what happens. But if you're looking for help, insight on your wellness journey, mental health, um, mental illness, like I've learned a lot. Oh my gosh, like even reading and doing the research on certain medications and stuff, organizations that are super helpful. There are things out there that I think more people need to be aware of. There's more things out there. Okay. And yeah. And so thank you so much. And whoever you are, however you are, just take care. Okay. Take care.